So we're back again at Opensuse, and today we will go over Tumbleweed with a more rigorous approach. So before I did a video about Tumbleweed and Leap, and I used the live images, and now it seems that they have put some remarks concerning the live images that they should not be used to install, and they have a limited package and driver selection, and the kernel and init.rd cannot be updated. So when I did my first video, I had some problems with the network, and that's why the video did not give a good assessment about Opensuse, especially the Tumbleweed and Leap. So basically what you'll have to do is, in order to install, is you go to install Tumbleweed. You will come to this site here, and there is the offline image x86-64 offline image 4.3 gigabyte, and you download it, which has all the desktop environments to choose, and we'll go over them, how we'll choose our desktop environment and how we'll continue from there. So let us get started. This is the installation procedure starting. So it is identifying the networks and all of that, and later on we'll identify also the repositories and enable, if you want to, you need to enable the online repositories so that you can update the system directly, and we will continue. So here are the three main ones. There is the one for the sources and for the debug. They left it unchecked, so no problem. I press next. Okay, so here we have some choices that we can choose. We can choose for desktop if you want. They have now a style sheet if you want to change them, but most of them are not good. So we have choice between KDE, GNOME, XFCE, generic server, transactional server. These are the ones that are included. So what I will choose is the generic desktop. So what they tell is that it's a graphical system with reduced package set intended as base for a customized software selection. So it is better to get this one if you want to start from scratch. They give you a basic desktop environment. Actually, they give you icewm, a window manager, and you have choice to install whichever you want. You can choose XFCE, GNOME, Plasma, and others. We will see them, but with a very reduced software. So we'll have a very customized build. This is the one that I recommend. So we pick this one and we click next. So the disk, they say, changes to partitioning, create GPT. So they use GPT. And here in the initial layout, they do not enable snapshots and they do not propose swap. So if you want, you can go for the guided setup or for the expert one. Let us go with the guided setup. If you want encryption, no, next. So here the file system is btrfs, ext4, ext3, ext2. So if you want, we can go for ext4. Propose separate home partition. If you want a separate home partition, you can propose another one if you want, and also a swap partition, which is good to have these. And then we remove the others there. So these are the changes. So we'll put next. Okay, so we identified the zone, USA, Eastern New York. Okay, so we press next. So you can put here the username, the password. You can put the trivial password that for this one, and we'll click next. So it tells me that the password is weak, so no problem. This is just a demonstration. Software, you have the YAST base, YAST desktop. Software management, you have the fonts. Size of packages to install 3 GB, which is excellent. And downloading from remote repositories, they are downloading 341. So they give you all the details, what they are planning to do. These are the security, SSH ports, etc. And you click install. So we'll start with the installation and we'll come back when it's finished. So this is the generic desktop they are talking about. It is of course icewm, a very small menu with limited programs. They have Firefox and they have xterm, and that's it. And of course they have the YAST and the YAST software. So we need to install some software before we start doing anything. So we go to YAST software here. It tells us about the password. We put the password. So this is the configuration now. Entering the software management. Of course we don't need to update because when you install the generic option, it directly updated through the installer. So here what we have is, if I go to the view, there is the patterns. So here you can choose whichever desktop environment you like. You can go Budgie, Deepen, Mate, Enlightenment, LXQT, LXDE, Cinnamon. So you have all these choices to pick. Let's say I want to install Deepen. I press it here. So it will highlight everything for me here. And I'll click accept and it will download. As easy as that, if you don't like icewm. Or if you don't like icewm and you need also a lightweight, you can use LXQT or LXDE. Of course, XFCE you could have chosen before, but here you have the choice if you want to remove some items before. If you don't like some items from XFCE, you can remove them before you accept it. So it's a good addition. So first let us go with the search. Let us start with LX terminal. I click it. I accept. Continue. It's a very small file. Okay, finish. The others, let me install them through the terminal. So sudo zipper install. I want to install LeafPad as a text editor and VocoScreen for video editor. I will tell you for video recording. I will tell you why about it when we open it. Okay, and it's finished. I just also need a file manager, so let me install a file manager. It is Double Commander. So Double Commander is not available, so we need to get it from the OBS Tumbleweed repos. So what we can do is we go to Opensuse the Firefox. So this is double CMD GTK. Show community packages. And this is click install. So if you notice the repos are very few, you have to go sometimes to the OBS in order to install. Same as the AUR, but of course much less. So I'll click next also. I'll click next, yes. We say put password here. It is a little bit annoying to have these unfriendly password notification. So here they are using getting the repo for double CMD here. It is building the repo. Okay, so installation is finished. So we go to SUSE. We have the LeafPad, Double Commander. Okay, and this is Double Commander. So first here, if you notice, we have this icewm. We have nothing here, so all the settings, they are still in etc. If you want, we can change first the theming. I want to change the theming first because I don't like the theming. If you want to stick to icewm, you have to change the theming. So what we can do, if we want, we go to themes. So they have the same default ugly themes. Okay, let us install some themes. Okay, so we go icewm search. So they have icewm themes. So amazing. So I can't believe Opensuse is having icewm themes. In Linux Mint or Ubuntu, they don't have this icewm themes. So it's very good that they have it here. Okay, great. So it's finished. Let us look at these very beautiful themes they have. Wow, too much. So let's say Area 51. Well, actually, it's not bad, but the font is not good. Berry XP. Also not that good. Ice XL iMan. Actually, they are awful. I don't know from where they pick all the awful. They pick all the awful fonts and all of the awful rendering, and they put them here. I don't know from where they get these. I don't recognize anyone. Fake 95. Even the fonts and the rendering of the fonts, they are very bad. So what we will do is, let me check if there is any other. What we will do is we will take Fedora themes and we'll put them here, and we'll see how much it will be different. So how to get it? It is very simple. Let us search icewm-themes. We need an RPM in Google. Okay, great. Packages.org. I like this packages.org. So they have for Fedora, if you notice, for Opensuse Tumbleweed, they don't have anything here. For 15.4, they have icewm themes 0.1, which is the old one. So we'll pick Fedora 36, and we'll take the one for x86, x64. Okay, so here it is. Binary package. Open it in another tab. Okay, and it is downloading. Okay, so it's finished. Of course, we cannot use this RPM with the other RPM because they are different, although they use the same RPM. So this is icewm. In Double Commander, it's very easy to extract RPM. So you double click, you get this one, you double click it, you get icewm themes, CPIO, you double click it, you get the user directory, share, icewm, and this is the themes that we have. So these are all the themes. So as I told you, we did a video before about Linux Mint and icewm. We have to go to icewm. We have to go to the, let me go first. Where's the home directory? Home, SUSE, icewm. Of course, in icewm, they should have a theme directory. So this is the themes. I have to put this one here. It's very simple. You press F5 and it copies this one here. So now we have, inside the icewm, we have the themes directory. We come here, start, setting, themes, and if you notice here, we have now all the new themes. We have the antics themes. We have also, if we want, we can pick, let's say, the antics blue medium. It is not bad. It's better than the others. Okay, so I picked this theme, which is Ice Guild Dust Large, because I wanted you to see the menu. That's why you can choose medium or medium for your browsing, but I chose the large one. So if you notice, we have a lot of themes now. We took the one from Fedora, and you can do whatever you seem necessary with respect to RPM. You can take from Fedora, extract them, and use them. If you have some themes, maybe some binaries you want to copy, all of these you can use this method that I have showed you. Okay, the next thing that we will talk about, especially the multimedia codecs. The reason I put Voco screen is just to show you something, because Voco screen has a certain window here where it gives that there's some codecs that are missing. So we have here, when we installed this generic, there is the H264, X264 for MKV, AVI, MP4, MOV. These codecs are missing. So Fedora, for Opensuse, if you want to install multimedia codecs, there is a special repository which is called Pacman. Not the Pacman from Arch Linux. It is PACK-man repository. We have to add it in order to install these codecs. So what we can do, let us go to, okay, so we go to opensuse-community.org. So this is the Opensuse community. There is a one-click if you want to install the multimedia codecs like MP3, DVD, DivX, and MP4. These are the ones that are talked about, the video codecs. So there is one click install, which is you either use the KDE codecs or the GNOME codecs. So what we'll do is, also there is the NVIDIA graphics card driver if you want to install it also. So here you click install. It will be here, codecs GNOME YMP. I click it, one click only. And codecs for Opensuse Tumbleweed with GNOME. So I press next. Next also. Have you reviewed the changes? So it is better, they always give you to review. So if you want repositories to be added, so they will add Pacman repository if you want. And you will remain subscribed to these repositories after installation. So the software that will be included. So it's better to read before going next all the time, especially in Opensuse, because they give you also always remarks what they are planning to do. So have you reviewed? Yes, I will say yes, I reviewed it. Put the password. Don't forget, there always, when you see that things are not working, there's maybe some password you have to enter here. So installation Pacman repository and libvd CSS. So he tell me to trust untrusted GNU PG key. I say yes. There is another one will be coming soon also, another one to trust, I think. One for Pacman, one for libvd. I say next. So here we go to YAST software again. And if we go view repositories, so now we have the Pacman repository. You can see all the drivers. We have the Mesa drivers, GStreamer, and you can pick whichever things that are missing from your default. So this is the codec libraries, they are installed, FFmpeg audio and video filtering. All of these, they are also updated with the latest versions. So currently, if you notice, we have transformed this generic desktop into a useful one. If you want, we can change also the toolbar here. We can change the toolbar. We have also only xterm, and the web browser has no icon. Let us change it also, since we are still making some changes. We go to icewm. In the themes, here in the theme, we have to add a new file. I'll call it toolbar. Okay, and this toolbar, what we will write is, we will go program, and the program is, we'll put the first one is for the terminal, LX terminal. The icon is terminal, let's say, and the command is LX terminal. So this is the first one, icon for the terminal. For the browser program, the name of the browser, I will call it Firefox. The icon name is Firefox. I hope there is an icon for Firefox. And the third one is for the YAS software, so we don't need to write it again. For the icon, let us pick any icon. Let's pick the xterm icon, the term, the one that we have in the panel. And for the command, you have to be careful to write this command: xdj-su -c, and we write here /user /sbin /yast2 sw_single. I know I tried it before, that's why we have to use it. So we save it. Let me keep it, maybe we had some errors. And we come here, log out and restart. And if you noticed here, we have the LX terminal, the Firefox, and the software that if you don't like the icon, you can in here, instead of xterm, you can put the file name for the icon that you want. So finally, what we have now is a working generic desktop. What I like about Opensuse, the installation, is that they give you a guided setup for the partitions, which is excellent. The YAST installer is excellent. I really like it. And also it gives you a very bare bones system with nothing. So even the leafpad is not installed. You have only xterm and you have only the browser. They only included the browser because they use the browser for the installation for their repos, the OBS repos builds that they have. But in general, I really like it. And if you are really interested in Opensuse, you start from scratch and you start building whichever software you like. Some people, they like to install only the ones that they use. And this is the only, I think, one of the only programs that give you this option. And also you can stick with icewm. There's no need to change to another desktop if you like. But as I told you, there is an option inside YAST software to pick whichever distribution desktop environment you desire. You have seen also Enlightenment, Budgie. All of these, they are also available throughout the YAST software. So I hope you like this video. I just gave a new look about Opensuse on all the potential that you have as a user in order to get a very customized system based on your taste. Thank you.